So I had a few issues with this general area, not so much on this side here, but on the other side. I had a double main there, and there was about 3 number 7 curved turnouts that I had connected. And then one of them went into a number 8 here, which would split into those 2 tracks there. First off, I found that longer cars, like passenger cars, would rub on the 2 mains here on this corner here. So first off, that's no good. They shouldn't be touching at all. So they need to be wider. Second problem I had was the number 7 curve, because I needed a curve to go off this way and then split into these 2. Now, because they were so close and it was such a sharp turn, it didn't really work for like well cars or, longer longer freight cars. So there would be derailing or, mostly derailing, but so that needed to be fixed. So along with the rubbing and the radius and the switches, I've come up with a fix that should work potentially, and I'm just kind of implementing it now. So I took up all the track and all the cork from this general area, including the switches. You can see the track basically ends there, and I got rid of the number 8 that was there, and all the track up to here. So now the number 7 that was originally here to go into here, because it was such a sharp curve, it didn't really work. So the only place that I found that it would work would be right here, because the curved radius that was here going for this track was the exact same as the inside of the number 7. So I'm like, perfect. So I just cut it here and here again, because this is like the second or third time I've replaced this track. No, this is the second. Sorry, this is the second. This is the second time I replaced this, but I didn't have to replace any of that. I just chop it and drop it. Boom. That's my new saying, chop it and drop it. So I chopped and dropped it, and then this works. This is fine. Like coming this way, that radius is still perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run this here. It's gonna follow this black line here, and it's going to go to another number 7 here. So instead of having a number 7 to a number 8, I push the number 7 up here, have it more gradual, go into another number 7, which will split into these 2 tracks here. That should be the fix for the inside. As far as the outside, I'm pushing the radius bigger. So I'm going to do the inside one here next, or the middle one, which is going to come around. No switches, no number 7s here. It's just going to go right into the station. Same thing with that one, because as far as these 3 tracks go, well, 1, 2, 3 technically, we're excluding this one here. The 2 top ones there are passenger, and this one's freight anyways. Same thing with when it comes down through here, so it's going to be passenger, freight. So when you're coming in on this one here, yes, you have the option to go up to the passenger, or you could stay freight this way, come through here, and then you have the option to either go to the downtown area this way, or go this way, which continues on a main line down, and then that'll go eventually down and then into the North Bay area. Whew, it's a lot, I know, but it's gonna work. And you can see obviously the track came up very easily because that's just white glue, no problem. I'm gonna cut some cork, drop it for this one, and then obviously, because you notice that I have a wall here normally, I had to take that out so that I'd be able to do the radius properly, but because it is removable, no problem. You lift it out or you just put it back in. I'll have to cut another portal here because I already have one over here for the double main. I'm gonna have the single one as well on this side, so it'll just look like a double and a single portal, and I just got to make sure that it's big enough to fit a double stack of intermodal. Yep, and then that'll work. I also put a piece of wood under this here to push it up. I feel like it dropped too drastically, so hopefully that helps as well with going around the curve, and hopefully it'll cancel out any decoupling in this area here, because I noticed that there is a bit of a dip, but it should be okay. I should probably lift it from this end here a bit more, but nothing's in stone yet. So, and then I'll come back. Obviously, I'm gonna have to solder this in. I just want to make sure that this works before I solder anything else here. And then I'm gonna drop the cork, drop the track, make sure that this outside one, or inside, I guess, from where I'm standing, the inside one here works before I continue to those, because I do not want any more issues. I do not want to waste any more track. And I mean, I managed to salvage the switches, which is good, because I mean, they still work. They're you know, no harm, no foul, right? So I'll probably use them somewhere else on the layout. But yeah, so it'll be okay. I hope. I'm sure it will be, but you know, it's one of those things that it bothers you. It bothers you. It eats at you. You can't sleep, and then yeah, then you work on it until you're happy. That way, I can at least go to the other side and start expansion that way. But I needed to know that this was good first. Okay, so here's a bit of a different angle. As you can see, I already have this number 7 here. It's in place. I did attach the 2 tracks to it, and when I run this down, it's still a smooth transition from the main track there up to the secondary, so that's good. And then I've got this strip of cork down. I got it split right there for the wall, and then it goes right up to the number 7 there. The number 7 there curves down in, and that's still good. Nothing has changed there. So now it's just a matter of getting the track down for that, and then getting the new cork down here for these two. Brought it right back to here, and there's this one here. I'm gonna have to redraw the line, sort of. I mean, you can kind of see it. It comes along here, and then it's gonna go into here, and then the other one is wider. It's out this way a bit more. So it's gonna take a little bit to clean all this up and get that cork down, but I'm gonna try to do this as quickly but sufficiently as possible. So here we go. Okay, so I went ahead and I added this piece of track here. I had to add a little piece on the end to connect to the switch, and then I've got my other switch here, another number 7 curved. It's down. I just gotta solder the joints, and I tried it out before I glued it down, of course, and it works perfectly. The curve itself, going into this one or going into that siding there, it all works. It's a very smooth transition, so I'm very happy with this curve now. I also went ahead and I added 2 cork strips there from the top end down to the bottom here. This one went a little bit further on this side, and they're good to go as well. Once the glue dries, I'll be able to continue the track on, complete the 2 loops from here and here all the way up just to right there, and then that's done. Then I can put the backdrop back to where it is and cut out the portal going around this one here, because that's new. Before it was just the 2, so there's still going to be the hole here. Just got to add one for that. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I have all the track back down. I cut out the other tunnel portal here. It's very wide because of the angle that you have to kind of go on there, but that's okay. The trains still make it through. And then I had put down new track for these 2 as well. So I had gotten rid of the switches that were here, the switch that was here, and then I had put a curve switch here. Instead of a straight number 8, it goes into a number 7, which will go across the bridge. So that's all connected. That's all connected, and then it all connects back there, which we'll take a look from the other side after, but yeah. And then I just have these from somewhere else on the layout that I guess I think I had that somewhere else, but I just sat them there for now. For the live show that I did, I put up my backdrop, cut it to specific, I guess, angles here for the for the backdrop, just for run, kitty, run, just for what I wanted to do as far as changing it, because I didn't like the look of the brown woodish color, so I put up this backdrop that I used to have, and they're just pinned on there. Found some pins at the dollar store, and you know, obviously it's not perfect, but when you look at it, it looks like it's decent. I'm gonna have some buildings over here, so that's gonna kind of get blocked out. You won't really see that transition there, so hopefully it looks like all one piece. You know, just some red sky over this way, and then more of a brighter yellow here. There might be building there, might not be able to see that, so we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I'm really excited with how that turned out, and it's really nice to actually have that up just as a different look, just to brighten things up a bit, because eventually I'll be adding the terrain to it, like, you know, the turf and all that stuff. So really excited to get that going. So this is just the other side of the tunnel portal here. Obviously absolutely nothing really has been done with this side yet. As you can see though, you know, it goes into the tracks. I've got my number 7 here for the split, basically either to go that way or this way for freight, which is great. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but I'm gonna go with it. And then basically, yeah, I've got all this. I've painted all the ties right up until you can obviously see right here, because this is all wired. This is good to go. And I still have to work a bit on, you know, just the ground around the track. The back section here, I have to put a piece of foam in here and make it go with the train, kind of, you know, like that. But I mean, that'll happen eventually. The backdrop's good too. I actually found a backdrop that will go all the way from like down there all the way around, and you know, whatever. I have to order it from Australia, the same place I got my other backdrop from. So I'll eventually order that, and then I'll be able to literally start down there, and I can basically bring it all the way to here, and then kind of put up more as I go along, because they come in 5-foot sheets, so I can do basically 5 feet at a time. So hopefully I can order those soon, because that'd be great to get some more color over on this side as well. All right, so taking a look here, I did this the other day. I was gonna put the bridge here originally, but I decided not to. I raised up the land here. It's at the 5-inch mark, and this is already glued down. This foam is, but these are not yet. I just wanted to sit them on here just for now, and it's gonna go straight across, and I'm gonna do some scenery work here, not too much, but just enough to kind of, you know, make it look a little bit more interesting than what it is. And I've also been working on this entire section. So this is all in, and I've got all my risers, as you can see here. So I'm just kind of moving along here and getting the sub-road bed, the wood. That's all nailed in there. I have to cut that still. And then add a piece there, and then foam on top, and then the same thing with here. I've got that wood up there. This piece needs to still be nailed or screwed down, but I have to cut it as well. Yeah, and then I've got all my foam that goes up on top here, and I have to kind of shape it and cut off what I don't need, mark where the track's gonna go, all that fun stuff. Probably throw an industry or something in here, maybe a town of some sort, maybe some houses or an industry. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what's good. But I like how the backdrop actually curves. It's going to curve here. I know it does take a little bit of the land away, but it just makes it look better when it's rounded as opposed to a straight corner. So I'm gonna go with it. I dig it. So, and then yeah, I gotta get some track down. I gotta continue the track around this thing so I can get a full loop done. That way I can start running trains, right? I want to start doing loops around this thing. So that and clean. I got a lot of cleaning to do, organizing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna, once I'm done with all the wood, I'm gonna get like the saw out of here and the table and stuff, and just organize, get some shelving so I can, like, all my boxes right now, like those are all boxes, and then these drawers are filled with boxes, you know, like so many boxes, and it's so messy, and like they're all falling, and so I gotta do some organizing for sure. So there's that, and then obviously this mess. Gotta I have so many projects that I have to work on, but yeah, I really want to continue on with this track work here, like literally from there all the way down and across that little tiny thingy, and then it connects over by the Canadian Tire plant. That's it. That's literally it. I'm like 3/4 done, it feels like, and then that's the last of the main line. I've got a little bit of track left here from my original box that I got from Otter Valley, so I'm probably going to need some more, especially for the yard, because I mean, yeah, I'll need a lot. Maybe another box, maybe 2 boxes, who knows. I'll get another box, and then that way I have a bunch of extra track, and I can just chip away at it as I go. But the end is near, so that's good. It's just a matter of getting it done now. So, and of course, wiring's always fun. Not really, but so I'm gonna have to continue on the wiring as well. There's a bit of wiring that I still have to do for this section here. Most of this is wired, but when I'm coming this way, like, I know that a bunch of this needs feeders and whatnot, and then when I go on this way, this is all gonna need feeders and stuff, so still quite a bit to do. So time to get to work.